of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approaching Tim French. Tim French is the U.S. Navy. He served in active duty in the reserve. He walks 5 to 25 miles every day carrying the American flag, on which is attached a picture or name of a fallen veteran. He's walked more than 4,000 miles, honoring men and women killed in service to their country.
How I'd sum up Tim, who Tim French is, I had a pallet that was painted up like a flag. I bought it at a fundraiser. I saw Tim walking through town carrying his flag a couple of times, and I says, I'm gonna stop and ask this guy who could use the pallet. I put it in my truck, I brought it down to his house, and one thing led to another, and Tim owns it now. It's outside his house.
My father served in World War II, and I served in the Navy, 1980 to 86. So growing up, I had it in the back of my mind, and when I got old enough, I decided that that's what I wanted to do. I grew up a lot. You know, I went in right out of high school. You make your bed, and a lot of things just become habit. Between 1994 and 1995, I moved here in Crossville. I had a lot of headaches over those years. I could be working in the factory and I'd have a headache, and next thing you know, I'd just pass out. You know, I went to see my doctor then. You know, I told him what was going on, and he put me in his car and took me to the hospital, and they ran tests and seen that I had a brain tumor and a brain aneurysm. They said it was an inoperable tumor. The average lifespan was 6 to 8 years. But I didn't dwell on it. I was more into, well, what can I do? You know, what am I gonna do? And but to this day, I still have the tumor. I decided to move to Crossville because I used to come down here on vacation all the time and to visit with my father. I walked just for health reasons back then. I'd walk 5 to 10 miles, and I did that for many years. One of my family members asked me if, well, why don't you carry the flag with you when you walk? I thought, well, I'll do one better. I'll walk for a fallen soldier. On my very first walk, actually, I see their picture because I walked for more than one. I started getting honks right then. When people honk as I'm walking, they're helping me honor this fallen soldier. It keeps me going. I might raise that flag a little bit higher. I wanted to honor a local veteran who had committed suicide. 22 veterans a day that commit suicide. So I walked 22 miles that day to help bring awareness to veteran suicide. Just happened to walk through the cemetery. I'll stop and visit 2 or 3 graves. Also put a penny on their grave. A penny stands for that another veteran has come to visit. I have a friend that walks with me. He has walked over 500 miles with me just this year.
When I first met him, I didn't know him. He was just a guy in town that carried a flag. And when I first talked to him, I talked to him for maybe 10 minutes. And I drove away, and I just had a strange feeling like I've known this guy all my life.
He was wanting to know if he could walk with me sometime. So I told him yeah, and I was going to do a walk the next day. So he said he'd be here that morning, and he came the next day and started walking with me. It's kind of funny. By halfway through the walk, I think we got like, I don't know, we got 4 or 5 miles down the road, and I asked him, I said, so how you doing? You gonna make it? And he says,
I have to. My truck's at your house. What I've learned walking with Tim is everybody has a story, you know, and it's more about the person. You know, it's a person that there is no draft. You know, these guys and women, they went in on their own. They're not just a soldier in a uniform or name and a rank, they're a person. And to get their life story, you know, and then to see that what they gave, you know, they gave everything.
most of the time I don't pick a specific route to walk. A lot of times I'll just kind of let them lead me. Sometimes they lead me in a direction that has something to do to relate to them. I started walking that day. I knew it was going to rain. I had looked at the forecast and I don't walk in the rain much, and I decided to go ahead and do the walk. So I started walking, and by halfway through the walk it started raining, and a lot of times I'll seek cover. I'll get underneath a roof someplace, or go into a store, or just something to get out of the rain. But this day was a little different. Something told me to just keep walking. The more I walked, the heavier the rain got. I couldn't hardly see where I was walking, but something told me to just keep going. I even had water up above my ankles. But I was reading that in Vietnam, it was a big monsoon come up, and they were crossing a river. He was swept away in that river. I really believe that he led me through that. At this stage in my life, I'm 60 years old, and health-wise, it's just been amazing. Walking has literally changed my life. It's just been amazing. I feel better now than I ever have my whole life, as long as I'm able to walk. I'll walk for the fallen soldiers for the rest of my life.
Tim French is an American. He's a patriot, proud soldier. He's very quiet. He's humble. He's not out here, hey, look what I'm doing. He does all this on his own. He takes time. I don't know, the guy's on a mission. He's just, you know, that's his, it's what drives him. You know, he's out here every day. He puts a lot of time into it and a lot of effort. You know, he's out here in the cold, he's out here in the heat, he's out here in the rain, walking. You know, he's just a proud American. I'm proud to call him my friend. He's a good guy.